What's up, guys? Welcome back to Standard Time TikTok. So today we'll have a different type of video. We will be making a full review of the watch I'm wearing today, which is the Seiko SNZH53, also known as the Seiko 50 Fathoms. 55 Fathoms.
So what made you decide that this was the Seiko for you? Because this is the only one in your collection at the moment, right?
Currently, this is my only Seiko. And, I wanted to make a review of it because it kind of has a special meaning to me. This is the watch I first bought with my first paycheck. So at 18,
okay, that's quite significant.
Yeah. So that's like my whole philosophy when it comes to watches. Like, they come at a special time in.
So they have some kind of relevance to part of your life.
Exactly. So this is the one I chose for my first paycheck and stuff. And I did do a bit of research into it, but I was not a watch guy before I purchased this watch. So this watch is also special because it got me into the hobby.
Where did you buy it? So how did you go about it?
I bought it online. It's not as special as going into an AD and like looking through with a watch for that. But yeah,
but it's a Seiko.
Most of these days,
hardly anyone buys a Seiko at the AD. So
yes, exactly. Especially because price difference is also a factor there, and yeah, the paycheck wasn't also that big. So yeah, I have like a love-hate relationship across the years with this watch. As you can see, it's a very mass market watch. Like
it appeals to everyone. That's the goal with it.
Exactly. The goal of this watch is to appeal to as many people as they want.
Diver, blue dial.
Exactly. Blue
sword
dial.
hands.
It's like a mass popularity. You tick all the boxes. It's a very appealing watch for the public. And I guess that's why also it was my first watch, because like I was looking through them and I was like, okay, I do want a metal watch. I do want like something quality and stuff. And
so back then, did you know much about the technical specs, or that was not the thing that?
So I bought it not knowing anything about technical specs, and that's why I was kind of disappointed when I got it. So when I got it, I was like, oh wow, what a nice watch. And like, what everyone does, the hefty feeling of it, like everything is like built properly and stuff.
The packaging, stuff like that. Yeah.
Very good. But I was disappointed about the movement. Almost.
But that's only after you learned about it.
Exactly. So like, okay,
until
after
then
I bought
it didn't matter, right?
Yeah, until that moment it didn't matter at all. It was like, okay, it's a nice watch. It feels good. I started doing some research after getting it, and everything that everyone said online was basically true. The bracelet is a Seiko bracelet.
Yeah, they're not known for their quality bracelets.
Look, listen to that. I mean, like, if you haven't had any other watch before this, it doesn't.
I mean, some fashion watches have better bracelets.
Yes, exactly. Some fashion watches have better bracelets, and like, overall, it wasn't as important to me before knowing that the bracelet was like this. I thought it was just like,
because it looks solid in pictures. Yeah, you'd assume it's kind of heavy and
it is, and
industrious.
It just jingles, and I didn't know that was bad until people say, okay, that's bad.
And what about the clasp? Do you find anything?
Oh, the clasp I kind of like.
Oh, you like the clasp?
I like the clasp.
Because I think that's one of the biggest criticisms that people have is the stamped clasp. They don't like the quality of it in general, and the mechanism also.
No. Like, I do like that it's a two-step mechanism.
Yeah,
I do prefer it over just one.
Like a sub, pretty much.
Or those pressure ones that you just need force.
Yeah,
I don't like those.
I think that's just an oyster bracelet that's not on a sub. I think the Datejust have that.
Okay. I haven't felt the.
I think it's just ceramic bearing or something. And it's just pressure.
Okay, I haven't felt the ones on the Rolexes. I would imagine they're like way better quality. But I tried the System 51 one, which is just a force bracelet.
Yeah.
And it was like, it was bad.
Okay.
Yeah. But coming back to this, after I did my research online. So like I got the watch and then I did my research.
Yeah.
I don't think that's how someone should buy, but
Well, at least it got you into the hobby, so
yeah,
I
it
guess
got me into the hobby. So that's nice.
That's what's special about this watch.
Yeah, and after reading through the literature with that there is online, I found out that the movement was, well, honestly quite outdated. There's some aspects of the movement which is quite nice. So it does have the Seiko magic lever, which allows the watch to be wounded bidirectionally.
Yeah.
So as the rotor moves one way, it will wind, and as it moves the other way, it will also wind. This is, I think, a IP of only Seiko.
Okay.
I
mean, many brands have it, but in their own way.
Yeah, in their own way. So like this magic lever makes it like that.
But for the, I think, cost price of the movement, it's pretty good.
Yeah, for the for the cost of the movement is quite nice. But it is an outdated movement. It doesn't have hacking. It doesn't have high winding.
So did you know what the movement was?
I did not know what the movement was when I bought the watch. And after I read all this literature online, I was like, man, I really want this stuff. I really want to like wind the watch, and I really want to.
Just for reference, what movement is it? I think
it's the 7S
26. I think.
7S 26. Yeah.
So the same one in the SKX line.
Same one in the SKS line.
But people love the SKX, and
yes,
it's quite odd because in terms of the SKX, it has the exact same movement, so exact same functionality apart from the diving certifications and the screw down crown, which this doesn't have.
Yes, so this doesn't have the screw down crown. It also doesn't have the 200-meter diver certification. It has 100 meters of water assistance. Yeah. And it doesn't have the
no hacking.
No hacking, no hand winding. So movement-wise, it's the same as the SKX. Like the differences that come from the SKX is that well, currently it's cheaper because everyone's buying SKX these days.
Yeah. But I think back when SKXs were still being made, they were not that overpriced. I think they went for the high, 180 euros or dollars.
No, But like so this, I guess, is then the alternative of how to start your watch collection. So a lot of people started off their watch collection with the SKX, but because it was such a popular...
There are a lot of non-watch guys that also have an SKX because it's kind of popular in terms of even film, I think.
Yeah, even films. But like for the guys who got later into watches, the SKX is, I feel, no longer a viable option as the first watch because of the markup in price.
Yeah, and now you don't really get that much value with especially with the markup.
Yeah, you only get the name, SKX, which is a very, very good name, but that doesn't mean anything for a newcomer.
Yeah.
So I guess this is like what you would get these days.
But unlike the SKX, this has a display back, right? A see-through display back.
Unlike the SKX, this has a display back, and that was also a factor of why I got it. I'm studying engineering, and I do want to like see the actual inner works of a watch.
Yeah.
And appreciate
it's
a bit more.
It's quite fascinating, yeah.
So basically, before I got it, I really, really wanted it. When I got it, I was disappointed.
But when were you disappointed? I think there was a period where you began to learn, right?
As I was learning, I was getting disappointed.
That's such a sad thing. I mean, that's such a weird introduction into the hobby itself. Yeah. I think. I think not many people would feel the same. I think maybe some people that for example, someone that buys a tag and then gets into the hobby. I think they would kind of feel the same way you do, even though it shouldn't be the case. But
and like I feel that's also like relationships you have with watches. Sometimes you really, really like it for like a small amount of periods, and then you start reminding of like the bad stuff it has. But now like I really appreciate this watch. Maybe not for like the engineering part of it, because it is well built. It is a nice watch, but currently I really, really like it because it's a great everyday watch, or like for my tastes. lifestyle, it's such a great every day. I've had it on roller coasters. I've had it on the beach. I've taken it everywhere. I don't.
You don't mind doing that also.
Yeah, I also don't mind doing that.
And you change straps on it too, right?
Mm-hmm. And that's the other thing. Like it is an absolute strap monster. Ooh, I love like just changing the straps off, and it has such a different look. Currently, I'm wearing on the metal strap, which is the original one. That's why I was wearing it, because like I usually don't go for it because it's too like blingy or like it looks so nice on a NATO. I've had it on leather and it doesn't look bad. Divers on leather is kind of controversial.
But it's fine, because I think when you have a leather strap, you want a watch that can kind of complement in terms of even the size. I think a lot of people wear really small watches for their wrist on leather, and that doesn't look too nice because the lug width of the strap is very close to the watch, and that it looks kind of like an odd bracelet. But this, it's quite a solid piece, right? It's 42 millimeters.
Yeah, 42
right?
millimeters, 41.5, but like basically 42.
And you don't find that like too big or something? A lot of people complain about that.
I do. So like on the very start, because I didn't know anything about watches, I felt it was a perfect size. Currently, I feel it's too big, but I don't mind wearing it like this.
But it doesn't like.
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't look huge. It doesn't look too big, and it fits quite well.
Are you saying you'd rather it be smaller because you don't want like that much empty dial, or let's say if you had complications, then you wouldn't mind the size, or is it just in general you want a slimmer?
In general, watch? I just want a slimmer watch because it is quite thick. It is quite thick. I guess it is because of the display back, and what I like about the watch is that it gets different characters depending, of course, on the
strap. Yeah.
Strap. With the Seiko strap, it kind of looks like a square. With like how it with the dimensions and stuff, which resembles the new modern Submariners.
Okay.
With other straps, it changes entirely the look. But then let's address the name of it. It's the SNZH53. It's like the family of the SNZH.
People say it takes after the Blancpain 50 Fathoms.
Yes,
Diver,
and the community calls it the 55 Fathoms. 5 because it's a Seiko 5.
Yeah.
And 50 Fathoms because when it comes to like 50 Fathoms mods, this is what they usually take as the base.
Yeah.
So like they would take this as the base, they would replace the dial, replace the
bezel, yeah.
The bezel. Most likely the movement because it's not a great movement.
Would you replace the movement?
I would really love to replace the movement, but like it is a good movement.
Yeah.
Engineering wise, it's very very robust. Serviceability is like very up there as well. It just doesn't have hand winding or hacking, and it doesn't keep great time.
What kind of accuracy have you been getting? I mean, and it's not been regulated, right?
It's not been regulated.
It's just straight out of the box.
It's straight out of the box. I haven't regulated at all.
You've had it for about almost 2 years.
Yes, I've had it for 2 years. I've actually not timed it, so like I haven't benchmarked it.
So, but let's say roughly, you change it once a week or?
Every 2 weeks, I need to like
5 minutes.
5 minutes, yes. Yeah.
That's okay. That's not too bad.
So that's of course okay. I am wearing it every day, so like there's no like factor into that, but. Yeah, I could go regulate it and
get it within 10 plus or minus 10.
Yes. It like some S7S26.
Yeah.
Yeah, some S7S26 have been like known for keeping cost, but you would actually need to go inside and like do your own tweaking and stuff, and like leaving it face down or like all that stuff that people do.
Yeah, I think that's a bit excess.
Yeah, a bit of an excess, especially because I don't like I do use it for time, but you don't. It's not the main purpose.
Yeah, personally, even I don't really care how accurate the watch is. I mean, it's nice to know, but it doesn't really affect what I think of it.
No, exactly. The function I cannot live without after being introduced to this watch is the date.
You really like the date?
I really, really like the date. So
it's kind of a day date.
Yeah, exactly. So the day date. I really like that functionality. I hate it from a design perspective, but it's so useful.
Yeah, because you're bent on dial symmetry, right?
Yeah, I love dial symmetry, and like I think that this watch would look amazing if it didn't have that symmetry issue.
So would you rather not have a date or
no.
end a date? So
no, because it's so useful. So like it's this like a internal struggle. It's like, okay, I want it to look good, but it needs to be useful. And this like the date. Yeah.
What would you say to a watch that has a fixed bezel with the date in the bezel? I just kind of came up with that.
A fixed bezel with a date on the bezel. I don't know.
Because that wouldn't touch your actual dial symmetry, but it still have functionality. So, well, technically, it would have to be part of your dials in some way.
I feel date is a killer for like dial symmetry and stuff, and very few companies can do a date window properly.
What happens when they replace the 6 o'clock?
Oh no! 6 o'clock. That's a no.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't like watches with a date on the 6 o'clock. I do like some of the watches at 4:30, if done properly. So like a Glashütte original.
Yeah.
Yeah, or the new 50,000.
So you hate Cyclops and stuff like that.
Cyclops is a whole style.
Okay.
So I feel
that's
like,
something different.
Yeah, that is something different, and we could actually do a debate on Cyclops, but Anyways, bringing it back to the Seiko 55 Fathoms. Overall, I would recommend this watch. It has taken me into like a whole journey of watch like knowledge and stuff. And just for that, I would recommend it. On itself, on like face value, it is a good watch for the money. And
yeah, it's sub 200 everywhere, pretty much.
Yes, it's
online.
sub 200 everywhere.
And it's gonna stay that way.
Yes, and it's gonna stay that way because the new Seiko 5s have an improved movement and they have better technology. They are a bit above 200, the new Seiko 5s.
Yeah, I think they're on 250, 220, 250, depending on whether you go gray market.
Yeah, as an entry watch, very, very nice. I'm currently loving it, but as I said, I'm not ignoring the bad aspects it has. The movement, the dial symmetry, the cling, like the jangliness of the bracelet. But I would still recommend it.
So I'd like to close with one question to you.
Yes.
If you found a watch with all the features that you mentioned and a similar aesthetic, would you completely replace this, or is this a keeper?
No. My recommendation also has to take into account that like this watch means something special to me. It introduced me into the watch world. Like it's the watch.
So even if you let's say you got an actual 50 fathoms, you'd keep this also.
Yeah. No, like this watch I'm gonna keep forever if I want it.
Yeah,
to
it's
keep
your
it
first
forever.
watch.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, I think that's quite conclusive.
Tell us, guys, about your first watches or like the experience that got you into the watch world. And yeah, we'll see you next time.